welcome to the channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome. But if you are a regular, they've let me out for the day, guys, and I've had my meds, so I'm all good. I'm in a happy place, and we're doing a good review, and it's Friday, so even better. So today's video, we've got the ANI F160 for clear coat setup. I'm going to take you through 2 coats of clear on these fenders. It won't be all of the fenders. I'm doing you 2 coats on 2 fenders. Perhaps the video will be really long. So enjoy the video. I'll do you some split screen and I'll talk you through the gun as an unboxing and things like that, so you get to grips and see all the details and up close personal with the gun. So I'll see you in the first coat. Right guys, I'll do you a little unboxing and we'll look at the actual gun. So the gun turns up in a box like this. Quite a semi-decent box. You're not getting a really cheap box. And when you open it up, as I've used this gun, I'll just put it back in the box. So we've got the gun, you get your cup, you get an ANI spanner, which is quite sturdy. You get a little filter that goes in the cup here, and you get a little instruction manual in there. That's the filter that you get, one of the little filters that sits in the actual cup and goes into the body of the gun. So that's the box it turns up in. Now we'll move on to the cup first. The actual cup feels okay. I had no leaks or issues with this when I was spraying. It was absolutely fine. Feels quite sturdy. Looks very similar to a W400 cup, sort of similar to one of them. So that's the cup. Now the actual gun feel in your hand it's really comfortable. The actual body of the gun shapes here, so when you've got it in your hand, you've got your 2 fingers that sit around the bottom. You can put your 2 fingers on the trigger like that, and it's really comfortable. Trigger's nice and smooth. The actual dials to dial your fluid in and the actual one for the fan, they're really smooth, really nice. Now the only one thing I didn't see on this was a little line marker, so when you've got your fluid turned right in, I'm going to get the Dremel and just do a little engraved line on the actual part of the body here of the actual dial, so I know where I'm going out, on how many turns I'm going out, because you've got nothing to locate to as you're going round. Not that I can see anyway, so there's nothing actually on the actual gun, so you don't know how many turns you're going out. So I'm just going to do it, so when that's fully closed, I'm going to put a line on the back, and then I can just turn it round, and I know sort of I can gauge it better. The one to the side of the fan, it is a massive fan on this, guys. As you can see on the spray now on this, it's a huge fan, and I was whizzing round doing these coats. So really big fan on it. The cap I really like, because you've not got loads and loads of thread. It's just sort of a couple of turns, and you can see the thread there. It just screws on really nice, and it's nice and smooth when you go to locate the actual 2 prongs out the top to level the cap up. It's just nice and easy to do. Cup goes on really well. Threads up nice. So all in all, the feel of the gun is really good. I can't fault it on build. I'd say out of the 2, like DeVilbiss, I was basing it on the prices of like DeVilbiss and that. I don't know, because I've had the DeVilbiss 2 years. What this is going to be like in 2 years, I think it'll be absolutely fine, because I look after my guns. I don't like abuse them. So all in all, a nice finish on the gun. It's all sort of like a alloy, shiny alloy. Cleans up nice. This went through the gun wash today, absolutely fine. I just took the cup off, unscrewed the cap, dropped it all in the gun wash, and let it do its cycle. Job done. So all in all, build quality and how it feels in your hand, the cap, everything else, it's great, guys. For the price, it's a nice build, a nice gun. You know you've got, it just feels, I think it feels more expensive than it actually is. when you actually feel it in your hand. It feels like a dearer gun, personally, compared to like the FLG. The cap's better because the FLG cap comes in two parts, and when you take it off, the internal, that piece falls through, and whenever you drop it in the gun wash, the ring falls off, this, at least the cap stays together, and it just locates quicker and easier, and you can just move that a lot easier. It's smoother, so that's what I like about the gun. So we'll move back onto the video now. I think we're just finishing the first coat on this. Yeah, just coming down on that panel now, and as you can see, that fan pattern is absolutely huge, guys. It was wetting up where you've got the fan that's really big like that. You're not really wetting these edges up here. That's like a mist either side here. Your main wet section is sort of more middle. So when you're doing your overlap, you're getting your centre wet, and then them outer pieces of that fan are just misting over, just laying a little bit more wetter on the outer, but you can see it smashes the clear down. It really does. I did the second lot of fenders because I had another run to do after this, and I opened up the gun a bit more, dialed the pressure in better, and I got a better finish on the second fenders. That's the first coat finished. So that's the finish you're getting on a first coat, guys, and that is like flat as you like on that first coat. So it really atomizes well, I think. Fan, when you look at it and you're spraying, it's not like the W400. I always gauge it from that. The W400 is really sharp, and like you can just see like a line with the W400. That is sort of like that sort of wide. So it's about 2 inches, 2.5 inches sort of wide, like a sort of go and comes out like that, and it's sort of like here as you're looking at it. But when you sort of look to the side, you can see where you're going. Now we're just starting the second coat on this. So I've opened the fluid up. At the end of this video I said I had it 3.5 turns. It was probably more, because I can't gauge where I was on the back of this. I kept tweaking it as I was going along, just opening it a little bit more, a little bit more. So it's probably more like 4 or probably full. But we're going up the side, and I'm going up how I'd usually spray it with the other guns, and it was just wetting up so quick. As you can see, that fan pattern is so big on this gun, but it's really nice to use a gun with a big fan pattern. It really is, because it just wets up so quick, and it just makes life a lot easier than having a small fan pattern and you're permanently going over and over and over. That just seems to cover really quick. Nice, atomizes really nice. Trigger's really nice, because you're feathering the trigger on this when you're doing these fenders. You're sort of on and off the gun quite a bit. The trigger is really nice in the hand, and it sort of like springs back nice in your fingers, and it just bounces really nice. The trigger in your 2 fingers just feels really comfortable, nice and easy. It's not a clunky trigger where it's like sticking or anything like that. It's just nice and smooth, and it works, guys. So we're just coming down the side of that one. You can see I'm going quite slow, not rushing, just letting that clear build up. And this clear is really thick. I've got a slow reducer in this, so on the first coat, when it was flashing off, it takes about 15 to nearly 20 minutes before you go in and you can touch it, and it feels a bit like masking tape. It does take a while to flash off. Just leave it flashing off. The booth's running about 25 degrees. As you can see, I've just opened it up again there, just give it a little bit more. Just kept testing it and just open it, open it, open it and open it. But as I say, on the second lot of fenders that I did, found the sweet spot, which for me on this, with this clear coat, it was just past 2 bar. The fan was just opened the fan right up, and then sort of gauged it and just knocked it in just slightly, just brought the tips in just slightly, and it just seemed to hammer the clear down. It really does. So we're going up the side, slowed right down for this, just getting the good build on the clear. And it was like a couple of passes up that side there, and that side's done. It was like really quick. It's like 2 passes and that top piece is done. So I'm like now coming down and just like going over what I'd come down on, but it's just building that clear up. Nice quick gun. You don't realise how quick this gun wets the panel up. You can be going along, look, and it's all of a sudden it's a big area, it's wetted up because it's such a big fan. But all in all, guys, a great gun. I'll leave a link in the description. As I say at the end, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can pick this gun up from, and you'll see the price of that at the end. But I'm just moving down on that side now, and it was just a joy to use, and it's easy to use. You've not got to, the gun just does it. When you've got it in your hand and you're spraying with it, it's just an easy gun to get on with. You're not really thinking about it once you've got it dialed in. And there we go, back onto this bit. So there you go, that's the ANI. Now this is the first time I use this gun brand new out of the box. First impressions, the fan is absolutely huge on this, guys. It really is. I sort of knocked it back slightly, very slightly. Air pressure, the first gauge that I was using is no good whatsoever. You just got it, there's no screen on it, it's completely covered in paint, it's no good. So I flipped to another reg on the second coat so I could just see what pressure I was running at. I was just over 2 bar, felt sort of comfortable. I had the fluid 3.5 turns out on the second coat, and you've seen the speed I was going at. Now I've got to do another run of fenders, and I know after the settings I've just used I can give it a little bit more and open up a little bit more. But the actual laydown of the clear with this gun, it's a cracking gun, guys. It really is. I'll just give you a little pan round. So that's the finish you're getting. This is the one that's flowed out. Really nice finish, guys, nice and flat. It atomises the paint really well, and as I say, you've got a nice big fan pattern on that. So they've come out really nice for the first go with this gun. And as I say, I can load it up a little bit more because it's just getting used to the gun, but that has put an outstanding coat down. It really has, and for the price of this gun, guys, it's in the same price bracket as the FLG5 DeVille Bliss, and out of the two, I would say this smashes the FLG on finish, hands down. You've got a bigger fan as well, so it just a lot less passes. I was getting around these a lot quicker, and like I say, the next time I use this, I'll get this really dialed in on what's the best air pressure. But for straight off the bat, out the box, first go, and it drops you a coat like that down, you can't go wrong, guys. For £111 delivered, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can get this from. It's a cracking gun, it really is. Enough said. Brilliant, I'm glad I've got one. So I'll see you in the next one, which will be back in the studio. We've got some more at Chapel House. I'm going back today. So the next airbrushing beginners guides are coming up in Chapel House. So enjoy that, guys. Thanks for coming over and watching. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, drop us a thumbs up, guys, if you're liking the content, and I'll see you in Chapel House. Cheers, guys.